Hi, so I just thought to do a quick video about the reality of being a driving instructor. Now, people seem to think that the hourly rate that we charge, we earn a lot of money. But the reality is we're all self-employed. And the problem with being self-employed is you can't guarantee that your student is going to have a lesson every week. So it's a bit like anything that's being self-employed really. But every business has overheads, which a student doesn't understand. So I'm just going to break it down for you a little bit. So a lot of people in this industry either lease a car, own the car, or have it on hire purchase. Now, obviously that is then a monthly expense. Then you've got insurance on top of that, fuel, your phone, any advertising that you do, your car cleaning. We use an app for booking people in, and then if they're in with a company, they'll also pay a franchise fee. So these are overheads. There's obviously, you've got other overheads as well, which I haven't included in this little breakdown just to make it a bit easier to understand. But so that could be your rent, your mortgage, household, shopping, food, water, gas, electric, council tax, holidays, sick pay, the road tax, the servicing the vehicles, punches, any tyres that you might get, any vehicle repairs that you might get. Obviously we have to pay a bin collection in Liverpool as well for the green bin. Special occasion, days out, night out, major repairs on the car. I haven't included any of that, so this is just a basic of what it is to get started. And some lessons are now, you could get £35 an hour, you could go 45, £50 an hour, maybe more. But I'm going to do some quick easy calculations for you to understand why lesson prices are set where they are. So part-time hours, if you were employed, is roughly 16 hours, isn't it? So it's a 16-hour week. Now at £35 an hour, that's £560 a week before tax. Now remember, it's not just you go out and you do 16 hours work and then come back in, because obviously you've got travel time in between lessons, so that would account for 16 students roughly, or 8 students if you only do double lessons or 2-hour lessons. And that equates to, before tax, and this is guaranteed if you do the 16 hours in and out every week. But in this industry that never happens, okay? So that means over the course of a full year you'd be on £24,500 a year, right? That's before tax. Before tax. Or it equates to, after tax and insurance, national insurance, it equates to £470 a week, right? That's what your income is after tax and insurance. But your overhead, so I've got car hire. If you're leasing a car, it might be a little bit less. It's getting really difficult now to get finance on a car as a learner car. Your fuel, your phone a month, your car cleaning, advertising if you're advertising, a diary app, and a franchise fee. So roughly over the course of a week, that would cost anywhere from £340 upwards a week. And that one on a 16-hour week, after £470 and your overheads of £340 a week, leaves you at £130. And remember, you're not taking out your shopping, the cost of your badge. As a driver, instructor, you need a badge. Any vehicles, punches, anything like that. Not taking any of that into account. So you're only on £130 a week, or less than £13 an hour, because it's 16 hours, isn't it? So then if we go to full time, and I've done 38 hours as a guide at £35 an hour. Before tax, that's roughly £1,330 a week, or 50,600 a year, or £975 a week income after tax and insurance. But your overhead's £340, and your take home then after that is £634. Again, not including sick days or anything like that. So you've got to put all that away, because self-employed, you don't get paid when you're sick, and students will make you sick. They bring in germs and everything else to your lessons. And I've also done £45 an hour. Now people think £45 an hour is a lot. It is obviously for the students, because they think, oh, that's a lot of money, but you've got to remember what you're doing. Obviously you're learning a skill, but a £45 an hour, a 16-hour week is £720 a week before tax. But a 16-hour week, again, isn't just 16 hours. You're probably going to have 20 minutes, half an hour between each lesson, so your week is probably going to be round about 22 hours to fit all that travel time in. After tax, that's 30,000.4 roughly a year before tax, or £586 a week after tax. That's on a 16-hour week of £45. But then obviously your overheads come out, which is £340 roughly, leaves you £246 for a week. So again, it's still not a lot of money, because you've still got to pay your bills and nothing else changes. So like your rent, your mortgage, all them bills don't change. Like your overheads, regardless, don't change. They still won't pay. So whether you have a 16-hour week, or some people don't book in that week and you end up having a 4-hour week, because reality is that's what can happen in this industry. You're not guaranteed to, even if you've got 20 students, you're not guaranteed to have 16 hours a week. It could be 4 hours, simple as, but your bills still don't change. Moving on to full-time hours, 38 hours of £45 is roughly £1,710 before tax, but around 38 hours with your travel time, you're probably still looking at about a 44-hour week with travel time. That equates to 62 grand. Seems like a lot of money, this, right? Or £1,194 after tax. But then obviously you take your overhead over, that's £854 a week. But again, it's still not including other things like repairs, bills, sick days, holiday pay, all that, right? So all that has to be taken into account as a driving instructor. And even if you've got 38 students a week, doesn't mean you're going to have 38 lessons a week. It could be great. On the good days where it is 38 lessons, fantastic, you're in loads of money there. But then the second week, you could be down to 10 hours, which is a lot less than part-time. It's not guaranteed. And even worse, when they book a driving test, you'll see they stop having lessons until it gets closer to the time where there's waiting times. So if you're thinking about coming into the industry, or you're already in the industry, you know, you'll see it advertised, earn so much a year as a driving instructor. It's not true, to be fair. It isn't true. And it's good to be honest. I've always been honest in this industry. But that's probably why people don't like me, to be fair. But hey ho, honesty is the truth. Don't get duped in by the big high rates and pay and all that. Overheads get higher as a driving instructor, and your overheads just for the car and everything else could be 17 grand a year. That's before you make any take home pay. And obviously if you've got your rent, your mortgage and everything else, you really need to sit down and work out how much you need to earn a week. It could be £500 a week before you even make any money. So if that's the case, even on £500 a week, if you've got to make that, you're only taking home 340 quid after working 38 hours. So that's probably less than people on minimum wage working in McDonald's. So hope you found this video useful if you think about coming into the industry. But I've been a driving instructor since 2011, and I'm nowhere near what people think I am. So I have had busy weeks, but hey ho, just so you know, this is what the industry is. Right, bye for now.